From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, January the 24th, 2024. IDF forces continue to battle Hamas terrorists in Gaza and to destroy terror infrastructure, including, the IDF said today, a tunnel discovered by Israeli troops that connects the north and south of the Gaza Strip and is located at a distance of 1.5 kilometers from the border with Israel, which is just under a mile. The IDF also said troops have eliminated numerous terrorist cells, the Air Force assisting with attacks to thwart threats to the forces in real time. Reports continue to circulate about possible advances in potential talks regarding a possible hostage deal for the Israeli captives abducted during the October 7th Hamas massacre and still being held in Gaza now for 110 days. Women's groups led massive protests in Israel today to call for an immediate agreement as time is running out for the hostages, with protests in cities and towns across the country. U.S. Coordinator for Strategic Communications at the U.S. National Security Council, John Kirby, weighed in on efforts to reach an agreement during a press conference held yesterday. Kirby confirming that White House Coordinator for the Middle East and North Africa, Brett McGurk, was in the region and in Cairo as part of those efforts.
Brett is in the region. He was in Cairo today, as a matter of fact, and he'll have other stops along the way. Certainly one of the things he's in the region talking about is the potential for another hostage deal, which would require a humanitarian pause of some length to get that done. And that's definitely on the agenda. He'll also be talking about a range of other issues, including humanitarian assistance, including getting assessment of Israeli Defense Force operations and protection of civilian life. I mean, there's a lot on his agenda. But I can't confirm these reports that those are the parameters of a deal that's being discussed. The last thing I'll leave you with is that, as I've said before, the discussions are sober and serious. Again, I don't want to get ahead of where we are or give you, I can't give you odds on if and when we'll be able to get there, but the conversations are very sober and serious about trying to get another hostage deal in place.
The Anti-Defamation League launched a new initiative, it said, in direct response to the alarming rise in anti-Semitic incidents on college campuses since the October 7th Hamas massacre. The Not on My Campus campaign to demand no tolerance for anti-Semitism and calls on university leaders to keep students safe. CEO of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, said it is unacceptable that Jewish students find themselves in a position where they are being made to feel increasingly unsafe and unwelcome on their own college campuses. He said, as an urgent priority, colleges and universities must rigorously enforce their codes of conduct to protect against anti-Semitism, just as they do for other forms of identity-based harassment and discrimination. The ADL also noting that more than 500 anti-Semitic incidents have taken place on college campuses since the Hamas terrorist attack on October the 7th. And campus leadership, the ADL said, has struggled to respond. Well, this evening begins the Jewish holiday of Tu Bishvat, the birthday or new year for the trees, celebrated with the eating of fruits and nuts native to the land of Israel, as well as with the planting of new trees. And this year also in memory of those lost in the horrific slaughter of October the 7th, with a renewed commitment to life and strength. Jewish National Fund USA is partnering to restore and revitalize 120 acres of Be'eri forest, which is near Kibbutz Be'eri, that was ravaged on that dark day, replanting the forest as, it wrote, a symbol of strength, resilience, and hope. In a special ceremony this past Sunday led by the JNF, family members of those murdered at the Nova Music Festival on October the 7th gathered at the site at Kibbutz Re'im to plant trees in their memory and honor. Karen Kayemet LeYisrael JNF Chairwoman Ifat Ovadia Lusky said, the history of the people of Israel is not just a history of disturbances, but a history of resilience. On Tu Bishvat, we convey a message of renewal and hope. We will rise from the dust and grow new lives in Re'im and all around Israel. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, January the 24th. At 7 o'clock, JBS strategic analyst David Harris is joined by Shahar Azani on defending Israel. At 7:30 from his home in Israel, Ben Landau tells Rabbi Hirsch the harrowing story of surviving the Nova Music Festival on October the 7th. At 7:50, it's the Yeshiva University Maccabees versus Purchase College. At 9:30, Sarah Krinsky talks about Jewish principles in relationship to the environment on this Bishvat. At 10, David Chudnow and Erez Ben Yosef speak about Timna Park in Israel. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, January the 24th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.